Hello everyone, welcome to episode 39. I want to extend a special welcome to those of you who are new to our soul family here. Welcome, thank you for joining us. I haven't said it in a few videos, I think, so I'd just like to reiterate that it is my intention to offer information in a pure, clear way without my filters and judgments. And so I invite you to take the information that resonates and leave the rest behind. Much love.
A viewer asks, how can we achieve abiding peace and joy?
Yes, dear ones, we could spend an entire day speaking of this topic, yes. At the core of this understanding is to know who you are, to honor, respect, and love yourself, to release anything that does not serve you, to allow the past to be the past, to allow the future to be the future, and to allow yourself to be in this present moment. For what causes worry? What causes you to move away from peace and joy? For many of you, it is your thoughts about the future or the past. For many of you, it is the patterns and programs that are running within your beings, in some ways taking over your true essence. And so when you release what does not serve you, therein lies your peace and your joy, because then you remember who you truly are as love and light. And this remembering of who you are unfolds the remembering of peace and joy. This is not to say you do not look at your shadow or do your inner work. This is all part of remembering who you are.
A viewer asks, is everything made of light?
Let us take a broad perspective in our understanding, dear ones. Yes, initially, a spark of light is needed for creation. However, what you create, what has been created, can also have the energies of convolution. So yes, in one way, everything is made of light. At its core, at its essence. But what can be added to that creation is the shadow, is convolution and misunderstanding. So the end result is not totally light. Now moving outside of your matrix perspective, outside of your galaxy, outside of your universe, asking this same question, is everything made of light? Outside of your universe, there are other places and time spaces where light is not the initial spark or the creative substance that catalyzes creation. Your scientists have not found a name for this creation substance, as it is outside their scope of understanding and even awareness in most cases. I will do my best to explain through this channel what is contained within the initial spark of creation. Sometimes within your universe, sometimes this initial spark of creation is a form of sound or a geometric structure that sends the pulse of creation into existence to create something of form, or to create something not of form, as not all universes contain form. Yes, some of you understand light to be contained within geometry and sound. However, in reference to this question, the light substance is not needed for creation when we speak of other universes and time spaces. There is much more to explore here, dear ones. However, at this time, it is a bit beyond this channel's ability to interpret the energy that is being provided at this time.
As Prime Creator is the highest vibrations of light, and Prime Creator is all that is that also another interpretation of this all being light?
Yes, dear ones, this is an interpretation. For your understanding, it is the best way to describe my being, my existence. If we were to explore a bit deeper, there is a much more expanded way, a much more expanded understanding of my energies.
In general, what would be an expansion on this understanding?
I have conveyed myself as the highest vibrations of love and light, because in your human understanding, this is the ultimate. This is the most expanded version of anything that you have experienced in a human form, in a human existence. Beyond this, there is sound, there is geometric shape, there is movement. I am the highest version of all of these. Sometimes in form, sometimes formless.
A viewer asks, is the solid nature of substances an illusion?
It is not an illusion to your human experiences, dear ones. If you were in a different perspective, in a different realm, outside of body, outside of substance, from this perspective it very much appears to be illusion. So yes, in one sense, it is illusion, and in another sense, it is quite real indeed. If you pinch your skin, you feel a twinge of pain. Do you call this illusion? No, you call this pain. It is quite real to you. And so it depends upon your perspective. What realm, what body or form you are in or not.
A viewer asks, what is beyond the veil between worlds?
Yes, dear ones. There is everything and there is nothing. And this is the conundrum of your scientist's understanding. For in one way of perceiving, they see nothing. In another way of perceiving, there is everything. There is infinity, unlimited possibilities to be explored and understood.
A viewer asks, from the perspective of co-creation, what beings and energies are assisting us in the ascension process?
Keeping in mind, dear ones, that as I answer this question, there is always the shadow and the light from each category, I could say. And so you have devas, elementals, angels, archangels, ascended masters. You have spirit. And in some cases, spirits, or what you would perceive as ghosts. essentially every being that is working with Gaia, whether they are animals, in form or out of form, every being is working with you and Gaia to co-create ascension. And within each realm of understanding, there are these beings that are working towards ascension, and these beings that would dwell in the shadow, as you understand. This is why some perceive angels and archangels as beings that are not assistive to your personal ascension or the ascension of Gaia. And this is why some perceive that beings such as archangels, ascended masters, and the like are very much assisting and co-creating planetary ascension. This is why discernment and feeling and knowing through the heart is so important in these times, to navigate convolution, to navigate misunderstandings. This is why it is so important to develop clarity about which energies resonate for you and which do not.
A viewer asks, does Prime Creator give us our soul purposes and missions, or are these chosen freely?
You could call this a co-creative process, dear ones. Yes, you are always a choice. I, nor anyone else, has the power to choose for you. This would take away from your soul development, from your soul expansion. There are times where there are calls put forth to ask for souls who are willing to volunteer for such and such a mission. These souls are always volunteer. They are never forced into anything. And at a soul level, all is understood.
A viewer asks, when we receive downloads and upgrades, what is the best way to work with these energies?
As gently and clearly as possible, dear ones. Meaning, to be gentle with the physical body, as the energies coming in now are quite intense for some. Even those well acclimated would still do well to be gentle with the physical body and to be clear about your intentions. How do you intend to use these energies? How do you wish to embody and integrate these energies? How do you intend to use the power that you gain from embodying and integrating these energies? This kind of clarity assists in your creations. Remembering that light can be convoluted if you do not choose to use it for the highest good. And so you are always responsible for how you use these energies. We have spoken before of being gentle with the physical body, hydrating, eating pure food. These topics are still quite relevant in these times, dear ones. Do your best to drink pure water and to eat pure food, as this will assist the body in acclimating to the frequencies arriving at your planet. I will also quickly mention spending time in nature, as nature holds many of these energies. Before you are ready to integrate them, Nature is one of the first beings to embody and integrate the energies, sometimes acting as a bit of a buffer to make it easier for you to acclimate. And so as you spend time in nature, it is easier for the physical body to embody more of these love and light energies than if you were to spend all of your time inside of a building, separated from fresh air, sunshine, trees, plants, animals.
A viewer asks, Prime Creator has said, I am you and you are me. Does this mean we have infinite power, know everything, and can achieve anything?
On one level, yes. Although for some of you, your souls are not quite in the stage of development where you would understand the infinite possibilities as I do. And dear ones, do not be hard on yourselves, for this is part of your spiritual evolution and expansion. This is part of your ascension process. This is why you have come into density, to learn how to navigate such shadow, to learn how to navigate the matrix, and bringing your light to infuse into the matrix. And so while it may not seem like anything is possible in the realm in which you live, it is because you are learning how to navigate this realm with greater and greater light.
The viewer asks, as humans transform into crystalline bodies, will we still be carbon-based or transition to another material?
You will be a combination for quite some time, dear ones. And yes, eventually, you will create the human body to be something of a new material altogether. It will still be organic in nature, meaning not artificial intelligence or something made in a factory. It will be something that organically evolves as you combine light with the physical body. This substance does not yet have a name. It has not yet been fully identified. There are some scientists who are working on this discovery and understanding. It is not yet widely known, dear ones.
Do these transformations also occur in light beings?
No, dear ones, these transformations are specific to the human body and the human ascension. Light beings have their own process, quite different from the human body.
A viewer asks, what does a soul experience besides the physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual bodies?
This depends upon the soul, dear ones. Depending upon the level of soul growth and expansion as you would understand it. Some souls experience vast knowledge, wisdom, understanding, seeing and knowing. And some souls experience this, but in a more limited way. For as you understand, yes, a soul knows all. But there are gradations to this, you could say. For as the soul expands, it develops a deeper, more extensive knowing of all that it knows. I know this sounds like we are going round in circles. It is the best way to explain this.
What alignments are necessary for the ambient energies of heaven to be in full saturation all over Earth?
As we have briefly mentioned before, dear ones, the alignments are already in place. It is less about alignment and more about to what degree and extent can the energies be embodied. So we have the alignments of humans to Gaia, nature to humans and to Gaia. We have the alignments of the grid, the energy grid and physical grid on Gaia, in which the love and light energies can flow in. What is relevant now is to what degree and extent can these energies be integrated and embodied. As we've mentioned before, yes, these energies are now penetrating the matrix. And so where we are working now is a deeper penetration of these energies, a deeper acceptance and embodiment of these energies within the shadow, within the hologram. I will go back to this conversation of increasing polarity, because it is important to understand that the deeper the light penetrates into the matrix, the greater the potential to see tragedy and things of the shadow nature, things that elicit fear in many. That is why it is so important to understand what is occurring in these times, dear ones. For you see on the surface many tragedies, horrific occurrences around the world, in the political systems, and much, much more. While it is a challenge to witness this from your human perspective, please understand that this is an illumination of the matrix. These tragedies are indicative of the shadow being brought to light. And going back to the original question, this is where you can access your inner peace and joy, in the full understanding that indeed the light is penetrating and illuminating the matrix and hologram of planet Earth.
Would full saturation then be when all have embodied a certain degree of light?
Those who choose to, dear ones, yes. There will be those who do not choose to embody the light in their fullest capacity. They will no longer be able to exist in this realm.
Is there anything else Prime Creator would like to share with those watching this video at this time?
To give you a perspective, dear ones, we are still at the beginning stages of saturation. We are not close to full saturation. Keeping in mind these light energies have only recently begun to penetrate the matrix. There is much to be flushed out before full saturation can occur. There is much to be made visible within the light. There is much to be exposed. And so I do invite you to have patience with this process and to do your best to be one who does embody vast amounts of love and light, and to allow it to flow through you and into the matrix, so that this process can go as smoothly as possible. The more of you that are willing to do this, the smoother this process can go. This does not mean you need to quit your jobs or remove yourself from culture and society. This means to bring the light into these situations to the best of your abilities. Some have said the energies will be easier, and they predict certain days or weeks or months where the energies will be lighter or easier. Keep in mind, dear ones, while this may be true for them, each is quite different in their experience. And so if you do not have this experience, it is not because there is something wrong with you. Perhaps you serve a different role and purpose. Perhaps you are wired differently than the person predicting. Allow yourselves to have the experience that you have, and to create the experiences that you wish to have. I thank you, dear ones, for your willingness. For your willingness to be love and light within the matrix and hologram of planet Earth. I thank you to the light workers, to the bridge workers, who are flowing these energies through very powerfully. You are held in high esteem. You are loved and supported always. I thank you, dear ones. I offer my love. Wow. So, as always, I do my best, and some of those questions, there was a lot of information that I wasn't able to decipher. So hopefully as I grow and expand, I will be able to bring more of that information through for you. But for now, I'm going to be gentle with myself because the energy was pretty intense. Whew, okay. So one of the things that's been kind of on my heart lately is this understanding about penetrating the matrix with the light. And that as bridge workers, that is indeed something that we do. We are connected to the light and allow it to flow through us to planet Earth. And recently I'm understanding really penetrating the matrix with these love and light energies. And the video that Max and I did about money was very relevant for this understanding, because as we bless and transmute the money, we are deeply penetrating the matrix with our love and light. So if you haven't watched that video, I really encourage you to do so. There's no channeling on it, but it's very powerful information, and it's a call to action from me personally to you to watch this video so that you can start blessing and transmuting the money system, because the money system touches everything. And if we can transmute that, then we're really getting somewhere in my feeling and understanding. So just a quick update on the membership website. It's coming along nicely, and I hope to have that ready in about a month or so. I'm not making any promises on time yet because we need to make sure everything's working correctly. But it is the desire of my heart to have you as a part of this community, because we will be going deeply into topics like how to penetrate the matrix with our light, how to really do this every day, like in an everyday practical kind of way, not just some esoteric understanding of it. And so many, 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 many more topics we will cover. But that's one of the things that I think is really important in these times, to really understand how to do that every day. Okay, I'm going to stop talking now. I love you all. Thank you for being with me on this amazing journey. Can't wait to see what unfolds next. Much love, you guys. Mwah.